just now I saw her.
Okay, that helps. Next to the stage, she is, well, I guess she's probably, you would call her the female star of the show. Yeah. I think that's an appropriate way of describing this young lady.
That is true.
Not only that, but she has an unhealthy obsession with Mike Borja. You know you love her, Ruth Connell.
She's a black magic woman. She's a black magic woman. It was Ruth Connell over the name Rob Benedict.
As it should be.
It said God Rowena. It said no Rob Benedict Connell.
Rowena. Where did it say that?
It was like Rob. It was like Ruth Connell over the name Rob Benedict. So it was like Ruth Benedict Connell, which is my new stage name.
That's your celeb dating name. If you guys like Bennifer Affleck or whatever. What is it? Photo
My
album.
solo album name. Yeah.
Oh, solo album.
Ruth Benedict Connell.
Ruth, I'm going to ask you a question that I might regret. The visor. Walk me through it.
Yeah. Walk us through it, Ruth.
It's bright up here on a Sunday after a Saturday.
For those of you who don't know, Ruth has a drinking problem. And she masks it by filling mass containers with a lot of booze and filling and finishing the whole thing, thereby claiming she only had one.
I did!
She lied. She lies about her drinking. I'm just calling
Still wasn't true to that story. We may never know.
We drove, Ruth and Misha and I drove from Vancouver to Seattle for a Seattle convention.
Yeah, I gave you a ride. I gave you guys a ride. You were my guests in that car.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
But she wasn't driving and we had Misha wisely thought ahead to bring some alcohol for the ride, which, by the way, kids,
Is it legal?
for us it's okay. We had a driver, so we were being driven. And we were in the back seat, and we had some drinks, and Ruth was like a college athlete at halftime, just guzzling booze, like in a thermos of bourbon.
Not true. There was lots of beer. There's a little bit of bourbon. The bourbon was for me.
Yeah, okay. Well, all of it was gone when we parked at the convention. And Ruth lied. Rob was standing there like a schoolmaster waiting for us all, going, well, where have you guys been?
That's true.
And we got out, we're like, well, we had a few drinks, and Ruth's like, oh, no, not me.
I just had two.
I had two tumblers of whiskey. Isn't like, oh, well, good for you. That's a shitload. I don't know the metric conversion for a shitload, but it's a lot.
Metric fuck ton.
Yeah.
And,
pint and shitload.
yeah, shitload. She lied about it. She lies to this day. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruth Connell.
Oi. It wasn't technically a lie, was it? No. No. Jason's always like that. 2 fingers of bourbon, please. Not 2 fingers. 2 fingers. 2 fingers. Hi. How are you all? It's Sunday. There's those 2 big glass on after me, isn't there? Janet and Jansen.
Justin and Jason.
What?
Justin and Justin and later.
Justin and Justin? Bieber and Bobber? Bobber and Badger? Hi! Hi! So why are people leaving? Okay. It's Misha's fault. Here's a surprise. The true story about that car ride is that it was my car because I was too scared to try to get on an airplane because I'd lost my passport. and I had a temporary passport, and this is a true story. Richard and Misha heard about it, we were all on set at the same time, and they just thought, that sounds like a really much nicer idea to share a car journey for a couple of hours, like go to the airport, get on a plane, do the whole thing. You know, three of us will just have a nice Friday night trip. And true story, we were in that car because I lost my passport. Misha lost his passport on that journey. I'm not actually kidding.
How?
So that was funny.
It's a good thing he's pretty.
Huh?
He's like, he calls me. It's rare that I get a phone call from Misha Collins first thing on a Monday morning. Ruth, do you know what my passport is? I was like, really no. And he was trying to get over the border to get into film one time. It's quite stressful when you have to cross a border to film and you don't have your passport. And then he thought maybe Vicky had hidden it. Anyway, I'm just waffling. I should answer the question. Hello.
Hi, so I don't want to oversimplify the character, but Rowena kind of started out as a villain, and now she is a friend of the boys. And I'm wondering, when do you think that transition started to happen?
Okay. Just didn't go off for that one. What was the question? So that, I mean, yeah, she was introduced as a kind of classic villain, right? First ever shot was with a dead dude on the ceiling, and we were just talking about that. It's almost exactly 5 years since we filmed that. Jensen directed it, and Brad said Brad's who's our lead cameraman was here last night. He's like, I remember that shot. I remember. And so she was pretty bad, right? But through being reunited with her Fergus, with her son, with meeting her grandson, with becoming more entwined with these Winchester dudes, that they've had some shared experiences with Lucifer. You know, with the journey that she's been on, I think it's been a really subtle integration and change. And she's almost sort of on a hero's journey now. You know, she's. I think the word is frenemy, right? That's because she would still ultimately do something for herself. You know, she'll still do the naughty thing, like a scorpion, still a scorpion. So I think the turning point, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I think after she came back, after Lucifer killed her, and she could completely relate to Sam then.
The second time. I almost feel like she had to die twice. Like, Ruth is so stubborn, like the guy, kills her once, like, she wants to get him, but it takes it happening twice for it to really traumatize her. But that's what happens, right? I'm going to give you something. No, not that. No, I'm taking this. That was from the VIP for my smaller cake. So I have, this fascinates me in hotel rooms, a shoe sponge. You're somebody who has nice boots on, and I feel like this might actually be something you might use traveling. So I feel like this might actually be when to get home. I really think this arc of Romeo's this kind of redemption arc. I do think when she lost Fergus Crowley, when she really lost him and she tries to get him back from death, and she literally faces death. Because she's not really faced death before, she's always had these resurrection sachets. You know, she's had her 9 lives as a cat. I think she's on 8.5 right now, something like that. I really think after the meeting with death, I do think that was a big turning point. But the seeds have been there the whole time as well, right? Thank you for your question. If anybody else has any more clarity about that, let me know. It might help me. That my portrayal. Give you a release. Did I just get a hug? Nice to see you. It is bright up here. Maybe I can actually see your faces. Hi. Don't take a picture from that angle. That's better. I just captured a shot of Ruth mid-speech. There's a picture of me yesterday like this. Don't take a picture. Oh, I'm off my feet. That was better. I'm still alive. Hello.
Hi. I was wondering what was the most challenging or difficult or fun scene that you've done in the last 2 seasons?
Last week. You're a bit too young. You're 14? I'm a witch. I just guessed when I did my answer earlier. I think Misha mentioned it yesterday in his panel. Who was here for Misha's yesterday? So there's a Latin word I said wrong, which I'm surprised after, like, you don't need a shoe sponge. What about a little moisturizer? Yeah? This is the difference in 5 years. I used to be able to read this. Now I'm like,
Tell me about it.
with my glasses on. Yeah, who wasn't here for my panel with Felicia yesterday? Who wasn't here? Well, where were you? Can I come over and get you? Thank you for your question. I might try and answer it at some point today. Yeah, last week I literally, like, I lost control of my bodily functions. I was laughing so much. Not all of them, just some of them. I saw your face. And I'm sorry, are you busy? Rachel. I expect people with first names beginning with R to do better. It's okay, Rachel. I won't forget. And somebody over here wasn't here for my panel with Felicia. Who was it? What's wrong with you? You're not like Felicia? Should I tell her? It was fun yesterday, wasn't it? Haha, you missed out. Hi. Still haven't answered the question. I think I forgot what it is. You know. Oh no, last week was really funny. And I can't wait for you to see the scene because it's so not a funny scene. It's really serious. And the tears in my eyes were from pain, from Jared, mostly Jared and poor Misha. Apparently there was a clip last year of Alex in the gag reel in a similar position, and Misha says to him in the middle of the gag reel, "It doesn't get better." And it really doesn't. In fact, it's just gotten a lot worse because we know it's the last season, right? You know this, Emma. You know, it's worse than it's ever been. It's like, what are they going to do, fire us? I suppose that can still happen in the episode. So yeah, last week was the funniest. And yeah, I actually woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning though in a cold sweat, still panicking like the actor, the good girl actor, and like, oh, you know, because I'd broken so badly on camera, and just thought, what is this? And then we've got an amazing director just now. Do you know who he is? Charles Beeson, who directed
French Mistake.
and so I'm like, he's directed some really cool TV in Britain that I love too, and I'm just like, please not let this be how you remember me. With fans on me, people trying to cool me down as I'm like boiling up and laughing and crying and not able to talk. Anyway, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So I guess we heard Felicia's thoughts on this yesterday, but I was wondering where you thought Charlie and Rowena went on the road trip and if they did any super cheesy roadside attraction stuff.
Oh, yeah. When we were up in Vancouver, let me just put your little gift in here. When we were up in, this is where this originated, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Who was here 4 years ago? Oh my God, you've heard my same old rubbish jokes for 4 years, I'm so sorry.
Erica had a cupcake to give out.
I know Erica had a cupcake and I didn't, so I stole things to give out. This looks nice, isn't it a mineral bath? Why am I not keeping this for myself? 5 years ago I would have kept it for myself. 4 years ago I would have kept it for myself. And I will give it away. I'm on the same redemption arc as Dream. What was I saying? What was I talking about? When we were up in Vancouver shooting, we discussed the road trip, probably through Nevada, and I was saying that I like being driven, and Felicia was like, she would like, Charlie would like to drive, so that was easy. Like I've got my feet up in the dash, she's driving. We discussed some of the snacks we would have in the cooler. Like what's this, like those ice pops. Mine's are laced with vodka. Hers were not, because she's driving. And we discussed the playlist. And I think some people already know the answer to this, but the funniest thing was we both were thinking about the playlist, and both of us at the exact same time turned to each other and went, ABBA. And we said, ABBA. Sweetheart, I kid you not, like our brains were literally communicating. ABBA. And I stand by that decision, because the winner does in fact take it all. Is it this side now? Hi.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you from? What do you want?
I'm Charlotte. I'm from Victoria, which is on Vancouver Island.
Oh.
My question was, since Arena has so many spells and subjects to say, how do you learn your lines that aren't in English? Like, you just going phonetically, or?
Okay, I can't actually really hear, like, I think I know what you said. Can you say it again?
So since Arena has so many lines that aren't in English, how do you learn those lines in comparison to your regular lines?
Yeah, good. Okay, with great difficulty. Already find it quite difficult. Everyone knows. I'm like, everyone, you got the translation, you got the recording, and it's true, like I have actually got quite a lot. I'm speaking Italian, and I've spoken Italian, African, Polish, Irish, Scottish, and Latin on this show. Occasionally I speak English. I even do an American accent at one point. So, the old-fashioned way, I work really hard at it. I have like the Latin in front of me, and I did Latin at school, like Jared, like Richard did, and we were discussing Magister yesterday, Rich and I, because we're so cool in the green room, we're so cool. I'm not that. And so I will have the Latin in front of me, and I have the English translation, because there's no point in saying something you don't know what the hell it is you're saying. And it's interesting, like, to recognize the words in English. That's what I loved about Latin, you see. And so that can help me, like, if the word, this is where we went wrong last week. So the word vulnerable, shall we say, I don't think I can even go near this subject without it just becoming really dodgy territory. So what I do is I hear the guy on the tape, this Latin scholar, professor that we have, he says it out loud, I'm reading it, I'm making notes, because something like might say, it looks like senator, but it's senator, so I think with inflection, I know that means, like, you think about sanitary, like health, so I make association, and I have to do repetition. And it's not that fast for me. And the lady who's Brit, who's doing my hair this week, she was on Sabrina, and she was saying, so I'm just going to talk behind the scenes about Sabrina that I don't know anything about, but she said that sometimes if we change the spells last minute and give them last minute changes, and I was like, oh my god, that would be so hard. Like if you sort of went, it's not this Latin, it's that Latin, like that would be tricky because it does take effort. Have I waffled on enough about that just by now? Yeah? And Pantene? Are you a Pantene girl? Or do you prefer a mineral bath? You have to choose. Sophie's choice, come on. Mineral bath. Okay, so you just don't care about Pantene? Pantene's dead to you? It's fine, I'm coming over. I'm coming over! Thank you for your question. Are you interested in languages and things? Ah, have you done any Latin already? Cool, you'll love it. I'm sure you'll love it, yeah. And then you can tell what I'm saying wrong, which is probably quite a lot. How are you? Still awake?
Yeah.
Should we do a dance today? Just like... I'm dead inside. I'm saving what molecule of energy for J&J. Let's see. What's your name? Where are you from? Where do you want?
My name's Mariah, and I'm originally also from Vancouver Island.
It's so cool. I just, in London, my house in London where I lived for a decade, I had my friend Heather was from Vancouver Island. And she always talked about this mystical place, Vancouver Island. And when I came to America and I tried to do an American accent, they were like, you just sound Canadian, because I just was copying her. And I don't know what I thought Vancouver Island was. I don't know, it was this mystical place, like a mini Vancouver, like a mini Canada or something. Anyway, I got the seaplane there a couple of years ago, and I kid you not, technically it was the wettest day of that year. and anyway.
Oh, is that into Nanaimo?
Say it again?
Into Nanaimo, so that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
But I moved over here a few years ago because Vancouver and the area, I love it a lot, and I want to know maybe what your favorite part of Vancouver was.
I love Vancouver. I'm not just saying that because, okay, so what could happen here? There's a lot could go wrong.
Get off the chair and
So, yeah.
don't fall. Don't fall. No, don't. Don't do it. Oh boy. There.
All that for a shower cap. It will help protect your blue hair. You see, you thought about it. If I have done, I think I'm filming my 33rd episode, I think. You might be able to correct me, I don't know. And somebody's got a calculator out. And so every episode usually takes about 8 days, occasionally 9 if there's a second unit date. That will always cover at least one weekend, sometimes 2 weekends. Sometimes you're only up for 1 or 2 days, sometimes you're on the first day and the last day, so you might be here for 13 days or 14 days if you have a costume fitting. So if I take it on average, that I'm here for 10 days every time I shoot an episode, that's like 330, it's almost a year. Like, and it's so familiar to me now, being here, and I know where I go for coffee, and I know where I go for steak, and I know where I go for a walk, and I know where I go for a view, and it's so lovely, and I've got so many friends here now, Canadian actor friends, and a Scottish friend that I made out here. It's a long story. So I just love it. I don't know what my favourite, I'll tell you one of my favourite things. This is completely nothing to do with anything, but I don't know. I just feel like sharing it. Where we stay sometimes, when we're filming, this is how sad and nerdy I am, really. They have this thing where you have your wardrobe area, and they have their washer dryer there. And it's the cleverest thing in the world. It was only in Canada. I was like, of course you'd have your washer and your dryer beside where your clothes hang up. Why does everyone in the world not do that? Why do we have washer dryers? And the utility room in the kitchen, and your bedroom's up here with your closet. Sorry. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me awake. Do you see what I mean? So honestly, I do so much laundry when I'm in Vancouver. I'm like, oh, I should pop it and take it out. It's just there. No, it's just me. I'm really sad. I do not get out very much. This is what happens on a Sunday, you get stream of consciousness. Shower cap. I like your outfit.
Thank you.
See, I do need my cap so I can see properly. You're late! What's your name, sir? What's your name? Okay, where have you been? Was it worth it? I hope so. You sit down now. Oh, hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
I'm Kristen.
Where are you from?
St. Louis, from the States.
Yeah. St. Louis, Missouri?
Yes.
Twin with St. Paul? Is that right? No.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering, what's the best or strangest thing you've stolen?
That would be telling. Hearts and minds everywhere. Okay, true story. My college, at drama college in London, I was called Fagin. Not because I stole anything, but because I would persuade other people to steal things from me. I'm not actually kidding. One night I was with my friends, who were really upstanding people. They really are. And we're in this really, I'm not going to say the name of it, really cool club in London. And there was a picture on the wall. Now, I'm not going to say it was as big as that picture there. I'm not going to say it was as big as that. It was as big as the middle bit of that picture. And I said to my friend, I said, that would go really well in my living room. There was a big cushion like this size. I was like, that would go really well in my living room too. So one of my friends took a picture of the wall and we walked out of the club and home. So the next morning we woke up Sunday morning and I was like, oh my God. So I went to take the picture, to take it back into London, to take it back. And it was all over the news that somebody had been shot in that club, in the doorway. So I didn't take it back. So that's probably the biggest thing that I didn't actually technically take. I actually tried to take it back. It was my idea, but I didn't do it. So I wasn't guilty. I hope it was like a valuable painting and that was why there was gunshot or like a fight. I hope it was nothing to do with that. It was actually, I know it wasn't, otherwise it wouldn't be a funny story. Not that it probably is a funny story, it's just a bit dodgy, it shows me in a really bad light. Thank you for your question. That was a long time ago before I learned my lessons. Still haven't learned my lesson. Hi!
Hi.
Oh, you're so cute.
I was wondering, what was your first impression of Jared and Jensen?
They were really pretty. Like you are. You're so cute. What's your name?
Isabella.
Isabella! Wow, I've got a granddaughter called Isabella. I'm going to get you something from the VIP room. There's your cake. Cake? You're so sweet. What was my first impression? Okay, I'm going to waffle on a bit more about that. Okay, but thank you for your question. Thank you. When I got the audition for Supernatural, I hadn't had, you've all heard of, I hadn't had an audition for an American television show in 2 years, and so I cleared my diary and I watched 14 episodes in 2 days. And I think I spent a lot of time trying to work out which one was the most handsome. I think it's really confusing. Have you gone back and forth with this? Yeah? Both just really handsome, with the green eyes. When I met them, what I meant, the shot that I mentioned earlier, my very first scene on Supernatural, walked onto set, and I now know it's Moira who does costume on set, walked past me this way and whispered in her thing, "She's really tiny." That's the first thing anybody ever said about me on set. And then when I got to my chair, they sat me down in the armchair and they put a big booster seat under me. And Jensen's standing like this. Another redhead. And he's talking to Serge, who's still a cinematographer. And he took the time, Jensen really took the time that first day, asked me where I was from. He has Scottish ancestry, that's where he gets his freckles. I'm telling you. And they're symmetrical, just so you know, because he is a robot. No man could be that perfect. And it was such a calm, quiet set. And Jensen is just he's such an amazing leader of our company. He really is, and that kind of Jensen's so okay with who he is, and we had a discussion last week about how he doesn't worry so much. And I said, we need to write, I would like to read your self-help book, Jensen Ackles' self-help book, and he said it'd be really a quick read. It would just, you'd open it up and it would just say, don't worry about it. So I got such a calm, kind perception of Jensen. That was my first perception of Jensen. As somebody very much in control of what they're doing, and that's still how I think of him. And then Jared, what happened was I was introduced to him quickly, and I bumped into him and Jen. I think it must have been Tom in the pushchair. I bumped into them outside where we stay sometimes, and I'd been on set for this one day. There was a raging flu going around, and I got it. And so I bumped into Jared Padalecki, who I'm going to be working with. He recognises me, and I'm just like, he's like such a hugger. And I'm like, don't touch me! Because I had this terrible flu. It was really bad. And I just thought, I can't get Jared sick. You know, but he and Jen were so lovely to me. And then it was the 200th party just at the end of that week. And so I'm just walking in, feeling better at this point, a few days later, I'm walking into the 200th party, and Jared and Jen were standing at the front door, and they're like, are you feeling better? I'm being Jared, crouching down. Are you feeling better? And I just thought, oh my God, how does he even remember who I am, and that I was ill, and like, how thoughtful, and how perceptive, and I still think of him the same. So yeah, that's it. Go away.
Hi, Ruth. Just want to say it's really nice to see you again, and thank you for being here.
I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so happy. I appreciate being here so much. I appreciate you all being here. If you don't come, I can't come. I'm so grateful for the last, is it really 5 years? Really? I'm still the same age, it's weird. I so appreciate being here, so thank you.
Yeah, I didn't really want to bring this up, but with this being the last season, what are you going to miss about Rowena or playing Rowena?
Nothing, because I'm going to dress up as her in my bedroom every night. It's going to be fine. When Warner Brothers sell all the costumes, I'm buying them all, because it won't fit anyone else anyway. Really, come on. And body lotion. I'm going to miss. Thank you. I'm going to miss the license to snark. I get paid. I get paid to be snarky. How awesome is that? What's your dream job? To snark. At tall, handsome people all day long. You just get to snark at like Al Cal and Michelle, Jared and Jensen, Mark Shepard. Like, it's great. What better job could you possibly have? I literally can't think of one. I'm going to miss so many things. Lots of people are coming and going now. I'm going to give them all a hard time. Where have you been? What's your name? Where have you been? Oh, that's so cute. You're alive. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you the shock of your life and traumatize you. Okay, you want to go? I like your sparkly top. Nice little nice. I'll miss the sequins. I wouldn't. Oh, I like your dress. What's jumpsuit? Where have you all been? Is this Misha Collins' fault? Oh my god, I'm having such a hard time when I see him later. I'm going to miss so many things. But I think the good thing about... Sorry, I'm sorry. I did that, didn't I? Hi! I'm not leaving, I'm just finding a really silly way to get back up on stage. What was the question? Oh, never mind. Is it your turn?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
First off, last night was amazing.
It's fun, right? It was fun. Were we all here?
I love that song, and you did so good at justice. It was amazing. Thank you for that.
It was so fun, thank
And
you.
I was going to ask you, do you think we'll ever get a spin-off, a witchy spin-off with Rowena?
I feel like there could at least be at least a back episode. Go back to Scotland, get the cauldron out. They'd have to get that new technology where they make you younger. And you could be 18 again in Scotland, starring a cauldron in 1675. And I think there could at least, there could at least be a nod to that. And I know, Jensen loves Scotland. I once told him, we were talking about Scotland, and I once said, we were talking about Loch Lomond, and I said to him, where the Loch Ness Monster is from, and he goes, no Ruth, I think that's Loch Ness. That's what happens when you get flustered in front of Tom and something. I mean, they've tried a couple, right? They've tried a couple, they've not tried that one. Who knows? Write to the CW and see what they say, let me know. I'm available. Thank you for your question. Did I give you a present? I didn't? I'm becoming remiss. Okay. Okay, there's nothing else. Oh, a nail file. I don't like giving these away because I like to keep them. But you're really cute. Okay, you can have it.
I'll just get a hug.
Okay. No, you can have it. I want you to have this. How are you all doing? Is something happening soon? Something else going on, apart from me waffling on? Two other dudes turning up? How long was the countdown?
Don't know.
How long?
Don't know. I don't know.
I'm not ready emotionally.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you want?
I'm Natalia. I'm originally from Mexico.
Oh,
And
cool.
you should go.
I've been. And I'll go again.
Yes, please. You're always welcome. And my question is, if you could prank someone from the crew, who would it be and what would you do?
In my meet and greet earlier today, that's all we discussed. How on earth do you prank Jared and Jensen? Like, how at this stage do you do it? And we were reminiscing over the time we pranked Mark Shepherd for 6 months and still doesn't know about it, and you can't tell him. It's just between us in this room. I did try a couple of times, once involving Luke. It didn't go very well. They're really hard to prank. They're much better at doing it and much better at making me laugh than I am. Do you have a good suggestion? Do you have a good idea for me?
I don't know, maybe put like a bucket of water over like a door, and when they open it, if it
fall on them.
That's just like slightly violent. I don't know. Do you like conditioner? I thought you knew. Turn the water into milk? Pour a bucket of milk over them? That's your suggestion. That's not a prank, that's just rotten. You guys are terrible. What's that? You are an evil mastermind, I like you. I'm going to make you one of my minions. You did it already, Tamisha, and it worked. Crazy. Thank you. Thanks. Nice to see you. Also, maybe put glitter inside all the coat pockets. That would just annoy everyone forever. Because that stuff never goes away, does it?
Especially
I've got some from 1976 in the bottom of my purse. Are you all good? Are you good? Yeah? How excited are you to see Jane? That doesn't sound very excited. How excited are you to see Jane? I'd make a terrible warm-up person, wouldn't I? That was my one attempt. I have time for us to answer another question. Make it good, no pressure.
Oh no, that was pressure. I was having afternoon tea today, and my friend and I were having a long conversation about tea, and I know Rowena occasionally will have a spot of tea. Are you a tea drinker or coffee drinker?
Both.
Both.
I sometimes just get my caffeine intravenously.
What type of tea?
My favorite tea, and I kid you not, I bought this tea. I tried it once, and I buy it in bulk. I get Amazon sending me 10 boxes of 50 at a time. And it's rose tea. And one time I went to take a box, because I can see Kim Rowe's house from my porch. And I was going to Kim's house, and I thought, I'll take her some of this tea. And it's only when I took it to Kim's house, and I was making a tea for her, and I noticed on the bag it said, kid you not, it says, magical tea. Life is a matrix, everyone. Life is a matrix. What would you like? Let me see what I've got left. It's a lucky day.
Anything you like, Ruth, you pick.
Okay, shower cap or Pantene?
Shower cap, every time.
You know what, you can have both. Here you go. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you from? What do you want?
My name's Catherine. I'm from Hamilton, Ontario. And I'm wondering if Rowena could have gotten Fergus back by giving up her magic, would she do it?
No. I never gave you anything. I'm just going to throw something at you. Is that us then? Should we do something when we're coming out? Why don't we?
Yeah.
Face the other direction.
And wave. No, that might just frighten them. All those backsides at the same time. Thank you very much. You could do a wave.
Yeah.
Do you know one of those? Yeah. So let's see. Okay. And go. And then pause and then go, hi. Okay, ready? And hi. Sir, you were too soon. Are you always that early? When the band come out, just do that. We won't say a word, right? I'll just go, right? Okay. And then it's up to you. It's up to you if you can remember when JD came out. Lenny Swain, where are you? and Norton. Where's Rich? Is he in the bathroom?
Oh, they're there. I don't know what's taking them so long. Where's he going? Ooh, cool. Hi. That's awesome.
For you guys.
Well done. Good work.
That's what happens when you leave me on stage for an extra 5 minutes.
I missed, do it again.
No,